Alright, so I know what everybody will say when they click on this video. Why the hell am I predicting the third DLC of Season 10 when the second one is like 2 months away from releasing? And if you aren't caught up with Shinobi Striker like that, I'm here to tell you that the Season Pass 10 characters were leaked a while ago. And now that we know Sage Mode Naruto is next, we basically know everybody in the Season Pass. In this video, I will try and throw my predictions at Sage Mode Kabuto, which in my opinion is the character that I'm most excited for. Don't get me wrong, boys, Sage Mode Jiraiya, Sage Mode Naruto is cool and shit. Even Rampage Kid Obito sounds pretty tough, but I don't know, man. I feel like Kabuto is a really underexplored character, not only in this game, but I feel like they could have done much more with him in the show. First of all, unlike the Sage Mode Naruto prediction video I did, we don't know for sure when Kabuto finna drop, because right now we have the Bell Road in the game that tells us when a new one will drop, that meaning the Sage Mode Naruto's release date. Regarding Kabuto, I guess we just have to guess that too. And based on recent releases, I think we could see Kabuto around November maybe, because they tend to like make 3 months, time periods between DLCs. And I know that's a pretty long time for a prediction video. I just don't have a video for today. So first things first, what his class would most likely be. And I think me and 99% of the player base that have at least 2 brain cells could see Kabuto coming out as a healer type. And before Sage Mode Jiraiya dropped, I would have told you, yeah, but we already have Kabuto for healer, man. I mean, I don't know. I thought the same thing with Jiraiya, and they dropped my man on the defense class, just like his first DLC. Hell, it all links up, Sage Mode Naruto dropping as range, which still feels kind of weird. Then we're gonna have a DLC for every class, assuming Rampage Kid Obito will be attacked. I'll see y'all raising an eyebrow about him not really using healing jutsus in Sage Mode. Do I have to keep going? None of these DLCs include healing in their arsenal, but somehow, some way, they feel perfectly fit for a support role. And speaking about that, I always hated the way Shinobi Striker phrased the class healer and not support. Because to be honest, in this game, there is a huge difference between support and healers. Hell, they should just like move all these guys that don't have a healing jutsu into another class of their own called support. And if you think about it, they kind of drive themselves out with what new proper healing jutsus they could add. I mean, let's just do a roll call. They did normal healing, they did healing while running, they did solo healing, they did healing with super armor, they did healing with buffs, revive healing, and most recently they did healing and if you die you get a second life. I mean, bruh, to be honest, at this point, what is there to add that feels different and also DLC worthy? Because I don't think if Kabuto really is a healer that he's going to add a new healing jutsu. The only thing I can think of, and bear with me bro, it's a stretched out idea, so take it with a grain of salt, is like something regarding his snake shedding jutsu when he basically like revives himself coming out of a snake's body. If that's the case, if he's a healer, I'm really confident that he will be the most interesting and by far the most complex healer DLC we got in this game. Acting more like a tactician, cause not gonna lie, that just fits him so good, bro. Also, I'm gonna skip the fact the base game Kabuto looks exactly like Sage Mode Kabuto, but he doesn't have any of his abilities. They just gave him, the pre-time skip arsenal, like the chakra scalpel and stuff like that, and made him look like in the war arc, which raises the question, how the hell is Kabuto going to look in the new DLC? Are we going with the, shirtless variant? Cause if not, then that would be the biggest fumble, bro, because, his attire is actually pretty dope. Now, we're getting on to the interesting stuff, his jutsus. And I feel like here is a really kind of easy way to predict what he will use. I mean, if we take example from the Storm series, as we did in other prediction videos, and as we know, Shinobi Striker likes to, inspire themselves from the Storm series, it's basically their same game. Kabuto uses all Sound 5 abilities in his awakening in the Storm series. So I don't really know what to choose from here, but let's keep that for later when we talk about his secret technique. First of all, first jutsu, I think we should talk about the elephant in the room. The Sage Art White Extreme Attack, or the Red Dragon as I like to call it, however you want to call it. I couldn't find the original name of this jutsu, so I'm going to refer to it as the Red Dragon. This jutsu basically, shoots a projectile that looks like, well, a red dragon. It deals damage, but it also blinds the enemy, acting like a flashbang. I mean, I could really see this being added to the game, judging by the fact we have a flash grenade already in the game, and this concept wouldn't be entirely new. It could work just like in the Storm series, where he shoots like multiple dragons, or I think there's like 3 of them, and the main one is targeting the target, you know, the player you are locked into, and the rest of them are just flying in the air, and you know, if it hits another target, then it does the same thing. And I really like the concept of jutsus taking the form of dragons. And now think about it, we have a dragon on every class except for healers. Attack has wood dragons, range has water dragons, and defense has earth dragons. And yeah, I know healers now can get access to water dragons with a water pillar, but we don't count that. I'm only talking about proper separate jutsu. Now, his second jutsu is what kind of staggers my ideas, cause there has to be something snake related in his arsenal, bro. There is no way a snake Sage Mode character will have nothing related to snakes. And yeah, I know, before y'all jump on my head, his Sage Mode is not officially stated as snake mode. Even Kabuto calls it a dragon Sage Mode. But come on, bro, are we really talking about that? My man has snake scales and literally has a snake coming out of his stomach. Just look at him. In what world this screams dragons? So with that being said, we could see an aggressive healer coming into the game with his jutsus just being ways to support your team and keeping them away, while also making sure you have a chance to kill your target even though you are a healer. So there are a lot of multiple choices. He can either attack with multiple snakes, as we see him do in every battle since he unlocked Sage Mode. The grab in the Storm series is a very likely choice of a jutsu in Shinobi Striker, just restraining your target with the snake coming out of his stomach, then proceeding to bite him with another big snake. Or I don't know, they could go all out and borrow a move from any of the Sound 5 ninjas. And if that's the case, I would personally like something like Jirobo or Sakon and Ukon, since there is no trace of them being mentioned in this game, not even a weapon or a ninja tool, and for the rest of them we have at least something. Tayuya has a weapon and a ninja tool, Kidomaru again has a ninja tool, and Kimimaru has a whole ass DLC. So in the end, I'll say something snake related. I don't know which jutsu, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna include something with a snake. Okay, now before I jump into his secret technique that I think is like the most complex one I'm gonna talk about, I gotta take a minute to think about the possibility of him either coming up with a weapon or a substitution. Hell, even with both of them. And to be honest, I could see either one, but I'm leaning more to a substitution. The last DLC sub we got was Kid Naruto, and that was back in Season 8, and we are 2 seasons away from that. Kabuto is really that type of character that could, you know, add another snake substitution into the game. And yeah, I know we already have one, but to be honest, that is kind of outdated. That was Season 1. It just does poison, and I really think Kabuto has a good and a creative way to add a new one. Maybe one that restrains you, or we just could go crazy and make one that blinds you. There's no substitution in this game that basically takes away your whole vision completely, and I would love to see that in the game. It would be annoying, yes, but it will be new. Okay, so now we're getting to the part most of y'all are interested, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, there are like at least 3 possible outcomes for his secret technique. He could just have an awakening type ult, like a transformation. Hopefully we can see that on Sage Mode Naruto, because if you're not gonna get like a proper Sage Mode transformation in any of these 3 DLCs that use Sage Mode, well, I don't know, bro, I think they're gonna fumble that. Sage Mode Kabuto just transforms, kind of like an awakening, and have his jutsus changed to special ones that lets him use 2 of the Sound 5 ninjas abilities with an additional input that maybe, you know, combines all of them. I know that's a long stretch, that's a dream already, but I mean, a man can dream, bro. That would be kind of crazy. We could just see his inorganic reincarnation that basically gives lives to non-living objects like rocks or the terrain. And bro, I don't think Shinobi Striker is at that level yet, but imagine the ult changes like visually based on what terrain you have near you or like the map you play in. Imagine you're like standing on water, then the water just becomes alive and attacks the target. If you're standing on like a solid rock, you know, thing, like a solid foundation, you basically attack with drugs. That would be kind of crazy, and I think the inorganic reincarnation needs to be in his arsenal, either like a jutsu or his secret technique. We cannot leave that behind. And honestly, bro, the third option is, well, his most famous jutsu. As some people say, he perfected this jutsu, the reanimation jutsu. I don't know how, I don't know if this is even possible, but maybe revive some of the Akatsuki members. either way, bro, any of these choices right here, it doesn't depend what Shinobi Striker wants to go with, will just blow my mind. I just wish we don't see something like Sage Mode Jiraiya's ults. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, I was just expecting something else. It's underwhelming kinda. It was cool at first that it was like, oh, it's not the, you know, gallant Rasengan, you feel me? But it still lacks a lot, bro. I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't really like his ults. And I really wish someone with Kabuto's potential to have a great and destructive ult, even if he's a healer type. In my opinion, we are talking about maybe the one character that mastered the Sage Mode the best after Naruto and Hashirama. And I know it's bold to say he was a better, you know, Sage Mode user than Minato and Jiraiya, but my man just cheated his way to achieve that. So yeah, when I heard about the leaks, I knew Sage Mode Kabuto would be the one I will wait for the most. Let me know what you want to see in his DLC rewards down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time, boys. Take care.
Tensei.